out stuff like I should. I just like hitting the button and going live and seeing people show up. So,
Okay.
but yeah, yeah, it's super like. Not gonna lie, the first episode's kind of slow. It's a little slow because everyone's kind of getting used to the West Marches style where people pick up and I wasn't really used to that, and it was kind of awkward at first. Getting like rolling with
they have
it.
to introduce 13 people.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many people.
It is crazy. It is, and like they just because like it's just kind of weird because you kind of forget how certain people are or how they're connected, and then they start going over it again, and then it's just like, oh, okay, it flies pretty easily, right? It's just
it was funny. We got like halfway through when I watched it because Jess is watching it. I just don't watch it without her.
Yeah.
We got like halfway through the episode, and she's like, "Wait, why are there so many chairs? Why do I hear other voices who aren't at the table?"
Oh my gosh!
Just like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah. You weren't paying attention when I told you there were a lot of players.
It's kind of funny because like in this last episode I'm watching now, and then episode 3 I'm watching, and episode 2 kind of towards the middle, like to the end, you hear like the people off screen just completely crack up at certain things, and it's just so hilarious. I love it. It's so funny, and like I don't know. I'll probably get smacked in the face by real hardcore fans, but I love Brendan Lee Mulligan's style. I like the way he DMs more than Matt's. I don't know why. Just it vibes. I love Matt. Don't get me wrong, but I like Brendan's more because he kind of allows the player to kind of tell the story instead of Matt telling you all the exposition. The player tells you most of the exposition.
I think that comes based on their background, because Brennan comes from the improv field where everything's yes and. So it's like collaborative. We are all building the story.
Yeah.
Whereas Matt is like the voice actor, an actual like actor, where it's like there is a story and we are trying to follow it and stuff. I think there are a lot of differences in their styles. I think Matt generally plays the straight, sinister characters better.
Okay.
Like, he just sometimes has that presence more.
Yeah.
But I think Brennan is great at having, like, kind of the well-rounded characters.
Sure.
So, I mean, if you want, like, a demon trying to destroy the world, you might want a Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
But if you want, like, a super secret, like, oh, this guy was the bad guy all along, I think I'd prefer Brennan.
Yeah. And I think that, like, and I know people were kind of sad about the, like, Brennan, like, the voice. And, like, my volume is peaking too loud. There we go. Where Matt gets out, you get all the all the voices that Matt does, right? And then Brennan isn't a voice actor per se, but like he still does voices, and he's doing them like
way better than I would ever.
Yeah, seriously, and it's super cool, and it's just like, and I really was wondering like what kind of combinations of characters or player characters, like would they have the couples be on the same squad, or I think it's still too early to think about who's with who for the long run, because we're only like 3 or 4 episodes in anyway. So like I don't know, I'm excited. Like the second episode where they did the reveal, I don't know, how far are you technically?
I have not gotten into the second episode yet.
So the second episode was just like boom, and like I was just like, wow, he's already telling an epic. It's already everything I wanted in a story, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, when some of the characters are introduced, like their backstories, and in a couple of instances, like even their introductions were pretty epic. So
yeah. Oh man,
I think it'll be great. I don't know. Has your wife ever like played D&D with you or anything?
No, she just is not interested one bit. I've tried, right? Like I actually think she would really like it. I think it's just the hurdle of getting into it, because everyone's like, oh, it's Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to have to role play and all that stuff, and it's just like that's like the best part. right? Like,
Yeah, it's really funny because when I first started dating my now wife, she had a friend who had married like a gamer, like
Okay.
role playing card games, multiple 40K armies. Like this guy is like, big in the gaming. And so she like talked to her friend and she's like, so I don't know about this guy. Like, turns out like he plays Dungeons and Dragons. And her friend was basically like, you would love D&D, just if he LARPs, then you should be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So turns out she loves D&D and stuff, and she's really great about like trying to get our friends' significant others to play in the game with us.
Sure.
And yeah, it's great.
We've had an in-home game going since like 2019, so we've been like the same core group. And we've done something that not a lot of groups do. We have finished at least one campaign. So, you know, and then we're almost done with Stroud, but we've been going, and I've asked if we want our significant others to hop on, right? Like, do you want to include everybody? And they pass because they're it's not their thing or whatever. But I actually think like for like a one shot, like I would love to see Kim try, because I think she would actually enjoy it, because like I wasn't a big RPer when I first started. I was more of the strategy combat style player, and now I've ventured into more of the RP world of that. So
it's funny because so you probably don't know this, Zach has a brother.
Okay.
And he was in the military for strategy and stuff, and the two of them grew up with Zach's dad running D&D for them. But it was like straight strategy and stuff like that. Yeah. So the first couple times I played with Zach or his brother Chad, it was very like heads down, like have to calculate every move. And like after a couple of games I proved that like, yeah, I can do that. And then they saw it's like, oh, he only does that when the fight's really hard. Yeah. Most of the time I'm just the guy that's like vibing, doing the role playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like, you know, like with the advent of like online streaming stuff, with like Critical Role becoming more mainstream almost every year, it seems, and like Dungeons and Dragons, like with like Stranger Things, and it's just how it's become so mainstream compared to like when we were growing up as kids, like in the 80s, where it was the devil's work. And you know, and like it's such a cool way.
Fun fact about that.
What?
I have a fun fact about that.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Okay.
Like it's just like, because I never played when I was a kid, but I played like in middle school and high school, I guess. Well, a young adult, and I loved it. And then just recent, like in the last like 5 to 6 years, I didn't know my other friends enjoyed it, and we'd all just started. We finally got it. We did the thing. We got a group together, and we stuck together for so long, and it's just wild, and it's so much fun because you get to know your friends more. Like they become like more like my friends are my family, obviously. Like, and it's just. You find a second family within that group, and you become closer, and you learn to bounce off of each other, and it's just like a whole, like, it's neat. It's very neat.
Yeah, it's great. So when I was, we're about the same age.
Yeah.
You remember? Did you watch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
I know of it. Yes, I watched it a couple times, but I know of it. Yes.
So I used to watch it, and I loved it as a kid. Okay. And one time I jumped up, like I got super excited about episode. Okay. And for whatever reason, I like stumbled and almost cracked my head on a table. Oh, no. Like my grandmother had, I have it now, like the world's sharpest corner table.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I nearly brained myself on that thing, and my mom freaked out, and she swore up and down that I was never going to be able to play Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that ever again. Yeah. I never played up to that point. So in high school, I had a bunch of friends that role played, and I played like Magic. I started in like middle school. but I never like role played.
Okay.
And they convinced me to go to the game store after school one day, and we were going to play Dungeons and Dragons. So it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
And like I barely remembered the cartoon or anything like that,
Sure.
but it was so funny because like my mom gave me a ride to the game store and then made me promise not to play Dungeons and Dragons ever. And I immediately 5 minutes later was making my first character.
Hell yeah.
I'm a terrible son sometimes, but the way she found out was because like my name is printed in a couple of the different editions.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So she's well aware that I played, and she's told me why she was so scared about it. I was like, oh, I always thought it was like the demonic thing. She's like, no, looking back at it, you were just like clumsy, and you almost fell and hurt yourself, and I overreacted. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
fair. Yeah. Like, I think one of my favorite parts of D&D is character creation, because like you get so immersed in the world that you just create for yourself, right? Like your dungeon master tells you, hey, these are your guide rails. This is what the world is. You just have to play in it, and then you just like you totally like just. You can do whatever you want within reason, obviously, but like as long as it fits the story the DM wants to tell, or maybe they're more free flowing where they're gonna tell the story based on their story is based off what their players tell them, right? Like there's just two different ways of DMing. Like it's just I've DM'd. Have you ever DM'd at all? Have you DM'd at all?
Actually, I was very active in Adventurers League, which is like the marketing arm of Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
And I was very active in Living Greyhawk and stuff. They asked me to be the regional coordinator for this area when I moved down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've run a lot of stuff.
Because I've only DM'd once. It was my first time ever DMing. It was the Mines of Fendelver campaign, because it was our first real campaign. So I was just like, okay, we'll just do a module. I don't have enough patience, time, or brain power to make my own campaign world like that. I don't mind doing that. My buddy Ken, who's running, because we're flip-flopping DMs, like so now we don't have a forever DM. He's created his own world and all that stuff, and like I think he started writing it in January, and we're finally gonna. Well, to be fair, we've been running Stroud for almost 4 years, so because we don't play very consistently, but we still play. I think that's going to start in January after like the winter break and all that stuff happens. We finally get to start that campaign. I finally get to play a non-caster, so I'm super excited. Like I've only played casters so far in Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm just like, oh my god, I want to play a berserker. I want to play barbarian so bad. Let's just go. You know, like I get to just beat people's faces in now, and I'm very excited for that. You know, I don't know why, but I just am. So,
I've played with a lot of different groups, and I think I've told you before. Like before I moved to South Carolina, I used to be a women's roller derby official. A lot of the people who play roller derby and the ones who officiate it, they tend to be D&D players. You know, kind of all alt culture type people. Every time I play with any of them, I'm known as the guy whose character has like some weird secret.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I played Stroud, and I told the DM in advance, I was like, I have a really weird question, and you're going to be super scared of it, but I assure you I have no evil intentions. And he's like, okay, what's your idea? I was like, I want to secretly be an intellect devourer.
Oh, that's like tell me what that is. Tell me what that is.
So you know mind flayers, the like tentacle guys?
Yeah, the tentacle guys. Yeah. Mind flayers.
A intellect devourer is a four-legged brain that is like not very smart usually.
Yeah, sure.
But they actually like burrow into people's heads.
Oh, neat. Okay,
and then they just kind of animate that person for a while.
Okay.
So I played a guy who was secretly very evil.
Fair.
in Strahd's land, surrounded by a bunch of people, including like paladins and stuff, who are all like, "Oh, this will not stand because this is evil." And like I had part of my stick was that the guy whose body I'm occupying, his soul was trapped in a ring of mind shielding.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So he and I would argue behind the scenes a lot.
That's awesome.
About what was going on, and like it was interesting because like my intellective hour was pretending to be a normal person, and there would be times where everybody's like, no, you can't kill that poor kid, and like, oh, this is an outrage, this is society is terrible. And my guy would be like, yes, murdering other people for no reason is bad.
When you say that we can't kill this kid, is it about the possessed child? In the very beginning? Yeah, we killed him. Yeah, we kicked him.
Yeah. So, my guy was like, I don't see a problem.
Exactly.
We kill him.
So like,
there's another place that will apparently turn him into food. Why don't we take him over there? And you're okay with eating people? No.
So like,
because I'm like trying to keep it secret that
you're not a real person. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Awesome. Like
go ahead.
Finish.
We played for like a year before it became obvious.
Okay.
Because eventually somebody knocked my character unconscious, which makes the mind flare fall out. And it was in the middle of a social situation where somebody punched me, and I was a wizard, so I had like no health. And then just boom, this four-legged brain pops out, and everybody's like, what is going on here? All the players are super confused, and the GM's like, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. That's hilarious, because like when you have situations like that, like we went to one of the, I think it was the forest thing, where my DM, he wanted doppelganger like stats, like he wanted stuff about our characters because he was gonna make doppelgangers, and whoever touched this one pillar, a doppelganger would come out, and obviously no one knew about it. I didn't know about it, but I touched it, and my character came out because there was a point in the campaign where Stroud tried to seduce me because I play a female character, and I rolled and I beat it. And I could have gone with him for more power because I'm also a wizard and I'm looking for more power and I'm learning to knowledge and all this stuff. And she comes out and she's like floating like fucking Kuja from Final Fantasy IX with like orbs flying around her and shit, and like that was really cool. And like off of that, like I did a whole riff off of that after we killed her. Like something happened to me, my character personally, and it's very, very cool. Like how you can change the story by certain beats or adding in player info, which is like something I like a lot because it's just not on. Sometimes, sure, there are DMs who just want to just do their thing and not want any outside input, but I think collaborating like Brennan does, is to bring it full circle, is my favorite way because everybody gets a say in the table, and I think that's awesome.
I think and there are some game systems that incorporate that better than others. Like Dungeons and Dragons, you can develop a story that the players are people in, you know, and it's not like collaborative. But if you look at like game systems like Fate and some of them have cool mechanics where they're like, you know, you make up your backstory as you're playing. So if like
that's kind of
your character was like a cop, and then your whole party gets stuck and there's a locked door or something like that, they have a mechanic where you can have like a flashback where you tell the GM and the party about these events that happened in your life, and you do a little bit of role play, and then it explains why all of a sudden your cop pulls out a lockpick set and starts picking it, and you're like, I haven't done this in years, I'm rusty.
I'm rusty. That kind of reminds me of like the experiences in Daggerheart, where they have a thing like that, where like something in their past gives them a bonus towards something they can do in the present, and I think that's pretty cool. So
it is pretty cool. I'm very happy about the new role-playing systems that have come out, like Draw Steel, Daggerheart, a lot of those alternative ones. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of Kids on Bikes.
No, I have not.
Or Kids on Brooms. It's super cool.
That's cool.
It
What
is,
is it like
is
another?
very nice.
Is it like a? Is it like it's another system completely then, or is
It's
it?
another system. So like Kids on Brooms, Brennan Lee Mulligan actually no, he's a player. He's a player, and Abria is the
Oh, okay,
GM.
sure.
And it's kind of like Hogwarts-esque.
Okay, okay.
And the cool thing is that like you have different dice for each of your stats.
Oh,
So like
okay.
your character, if they're like if they did a lot of fighting, that might be your D20 stat.
Sure.
And like your brains is your D4 and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's,
Yeah, based on like your score or whatever is the type of die you get. Oh boy, that's wild. Because like if you don't put like it almost like makes you want to build more evenly instead of like dumping all into one like you do in D&D. Like, oh, I'm a barbarian, I want strength, or whatever. It's like you want to build more evenly. So that's very cool. So moving on to next I guess topic news. I guess Universus news. There wasn't really a whole lot. There were Guilty Gear previews this week.
Right.
I think the big thing was today so far as of recording and streaming was the reward store. We got Ashley, we got Mark, and we got the boys, Brian Harris, Clinton Thomas, and Scott Sunman on the assets. So they're catching up, I guess, which is very cool. Did you? Yeah. I thought I saw in chat you got a whole suite. You got everything. You picked it all up.
Yeah, I got the maximum of everything.
Hell yeah!
I usually try to get one extra because inevitably somebody doesn't have points.
Doesn't have points. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So on that topic, do you like that they're distributing this way through the point store like this? And do you think that they should be? Since we're going to be talking about judge things, because I wanted you on because you are one of the level 2 judges, right? You're a level 2 judge. You've regional judged many of things, and the Worlds Festival as well. I want to get your opinion on a few things, and in the Take 10 we're going to go into a little thing deeper. But do you think these should be legal as of today, or should they be like a set date like that? Should legality wait a month, or should it be like now? Which I think they are.
Yeah, I think as soon as people get them, they're legal, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I know that people have been asking because Stark Dark is coming up very quickly.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Yeah, so if you happen to know any of these people, you could just be like, hey, Mark, let me borrow
I know.
that.
Hey, Ashley, I want to play your character at Stark Dark. Come on, give me a copy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the simplicity of it, of, hey, it's been announced, and we let people order it, and as soon as you get it, you can play it.
Yeah.
And people like that. I worry, I mean, obviously, UVS is not responsible for any third-party tournament scheduling and that kind of stuff.
Very true.
But if I really wanted to play Ashley's character, because Ashley's character seems really awesome,
she does.
I wouldn't be able to play her this weekend because there's zero chance I'm going to get my cards in time.
Yeah.
But if somebody else has connection to that person directly, they can probably get it in time.
Yeah, and then
I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't think so.
I just don't want field bads.
Yeah, like you could always ask your TO, like, hey, this card doesn't have an actual legality date. Am I able to play it? It is widely distributed, X, Y, and Z.
Honestly, I mean, I'm just a judge.
Yeah.
Personally, in the case of stuff like this, where it's like, as soon as you get it, it's legal. If you have it tomorrow, you can play it.
Yeah.
I think I would be okay with proxying it. It's just a character. It's not. It's not getting shuffled in or anything.
Sure.
That's just me, though. So.
Yeah. Like, and if someone wanted to play, like, we have locals this Wednesday. If someone wanted to play either of those characters, I'd be like, sure, man, you can proxy it. I don't care. It's locals, dude.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Go for it,
we let our players play with Fern.
Oh,
Mitch was playing Fern for like months.
Yeah, that
ever
makes
since
sense.
Gen Con.
Because she wasn't legal until like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and we didn't know when she was going to be legal at all.
Yeah,
like
that's facts. Yeah, I think like because the old way was really tough, right? Like you had to get a hold of the champ. You had to either pay. Obviously you had to pay for shipping. You still have to pay for shipping now, and like normally the champ would be like, well, it's like $5 a copy, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Most character cards were just given away, but like assets, actions, foundations, you know, were usually like $5 or whatever. But yeah, I think this is a good way to use your points. It's a good way to the point for like, I don't know. I guess there's a point drought right now, as from what I heard, because of the turtle box thing. There's a point drought. I don't know.
All the boxes that people got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like only turtles has been the point ticket thing inside the box, and everything else is still wrapper redemption.
And now, well, there is no wrapper redemption anymore. It's over. So.
Well, I heard they're taking them in person. They're taking them in person until Worlds, is what I heard. Or Buffalo. I think it's Buffalo.
I thought it was until Atlanta. Okay.
I'm not sure. It changes every time.
Buffalo would be the end of the year.
It literally changes every. Because I thought it was done in March, and then I got told no, it's done in Atlanta, and then I heard no, it's done in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be done until those sets actually get cycled out of standard, to be honest, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
fun fact for anybody who needs points, if you judge like a regional, you're supposed to get points. Besides judge points, you're also supposed to get player points.
Oh, really?
As if you had played. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. So like you don't miss out on that.
If you're if you're already at the tournament, then you know you're getting them anyway.
Yeah, you're getting them anyway. Sure. But it's still
because
something.
otherwise I'd have like no points.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because because I know someone in the main chord was talking about how they don't have a locals. They've gone to a few regionals and a couple LCs, but they still don't have the points, you know, to get these champ cards or whatever. But I find it funny when they put the boxes up and then they put something people really want the week after. It's just like, I mean, hey man, I know you want to drain them points out there. You don't want people hoarding on to their points forever, but like, I mean, I'll give UVS Games a thumbs up for that one. That's some crafty strategy marketing right there to drain them points first, right? It's like I
got 2 AOT boxes on their way to me, and then I still don't have them yet. But you know, now I have to order all of these cards.
I do wish that instead of I wish they would let you bank cards. So like, say like you want like 2 boxes, right? But you know, like you may want to wait like a week to see if there's more. So instead of paying $14, you pay $7 to ship everything. Like, I wish there was like
so you could group up shipping.
Correct. So like you could, because like, what is it? I got the Critical Role promos, and then I didn't know what sleeves I wanted because I'm missing one of the sleeves, and I was just like, well, I don't know, but I'll order it anyways. And I'm like, oh man, I should have just waited because I didn't know if Fern and Dorian and all of them were gonna run out, you know. And so like I ordered everything. Oh no, he disappeared.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, it's like, oh no, he disappeared. You know, like I didn't want everything to run out and then get home and then see which sleeves I got and then order everything. I should have just waited to order everything, but I'm like, man, I'm not getting the sleeves now. I'm not paying another $7 to get shipping. I wish you could I could have placed my order for those sleeves and had them added to my original order, like Sean at Rochester CCG would do if you had ordered multiple things. He would combine your shipping, you know. But I don't know, because it has to do with like cardio and all that stuff, and their warehouse, and every order has a label, and I don't know, man. Like,
so I actually one time ordered multiple things. It wasn't like a special, you know, it's back when like promos were constantly on the store, and they were all old stuff because I was just getting back into the game, and I ordered like 3 of card. I was like, oh darn, I should have ordered some of this too. I need this, or like I should have it for completeness. And they shipped everything to me in one package, but billed me shipping twice. And I was like, okay, well, at least I got it. At least I got it.
That's horrible. That's so, I don't know, like, that's just wild. Like, it's not difficult to do that, right? Like, as most retailers can do that. Granted, I know it's more of a warehouse shipping service than it is a retailer. So they're just trying to. I get it. Whatever.
It's the fact that somebody noticed. It's like, oh, this guy made 2 orders. Let's just pack them together, and then they're like, job done.
I had a local order 2 things, but on different days, and the one that he ordered first showed up after the one he ordered second. It was, but I don't know if obviously it's just shipping USPS. Things can happen, right? You can't just blame you can't just blame UVS Games or Cardio or whatever. It's a whole. It's like whenever the label's printed, like whenever the mail truck gets picked up, whenever it gets through the sorter, it's just like I'm waiting on my retro pricing that I have for my event on the 8th from Barrett. It said it was supposed to be here today. It's still in Omaha, so it will show up eventually. I know it will. Because it has, and it's not Barrett's fault. It's not. It's just the way the shipping works now, right? Like sometimes they just wait until like there's enough to take to another place, and it's just, whatever.
It's funny that you mentioned Barrett because he's the first person outside of my locals that I ever talked to about this game.
Okay.
Because I found out, like, I was just playing and somebody showed me his card, and I was like, what do you mean this is a real person?
Yeah.
What do you mean somebody won a tournament and got this?
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, just message him on Facebook, and as long as you pay for shipping, he'll probably just send you one.
Yeah.
And I reached out to it. I was like, this is amazing. Like, and we had like this long conversation, and it basically came down to, he's like, I don't know, man, I haven't had much success with my own character. If you do, let me know, and I'll... I was like, man, this is awesome. I got so excited.
Yeah, I know Barrett. Barrett's character is very cool. I don't think it's ever really been successful in the game, but the way the art is, the way everything came together, it's a very Barrett-esque type card, right? Like it's down to him. And then he was gracious enough to send me X amount of copies signed so I can pass them out to everybody at the event, so everyone will have.
Well, that's awesome.
I already have one, but still, I've known Barrett forever, and but like it's really cool that he was like, sure, man, like here, and I'm just like, that's all. Like it's just very cool. Like in thinking of that, like that's. They do call it the best prize in gaming, like Nick Reagan. He was, like we're waiting on Kevin Broberg, and we'll have a third card coming this, after this cycle of worlds, and like, is that? I know everyone plays the game, like because we love the game, we love the community, X, Y, and Z, but like there isn't a monetary
draw.
Yeah, that's the draw, right? Is to play yourself in the game. That's like the draw. Outside of I don't know what else, because we don't get money for playing the game. We get product, we get points, we get whatever. Top 8 and points get a paid trip to Worlds or whatever. That stuff. And is it really the draw of playing yourself in the game that keeps you here, in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that enough to keep the community as it is? And so far the core community from UFS to UVS is still here, right?
It's interesting because I used to play Legend of the Five Rings.
Okay.
And I think you and I have talked about that game before.
I have never played it, but I know of it. So
they did not make cards for specific players.
Okay.
But what you did was they also had fiction writers that were writing the storyline, which impacted cards that were made and everything like that.
That's it.
And if you won a tournament, you would make a decision about where the storyline went.
Okay, so
like maybe you have your favorite character who makes an appearance at a pivotal moment, and then boom, there you go.
That sounds amazing.
It was super cool, and that game it was kind of in the same boat. Like there was no real monetary prizing, stuff like that. Like you got product, and it's probably essentially around the same amount of product. I did win a katana one tournament, which was neat.
Like an actual sword?
I mean, it's a mass-produced sword.
But still, it's a sword. You want a sword? That's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I could go to a UVS tournament and win like Spike's gun, they would never sell it. They would never give us a gun, because that's just really weird at this time we live in. But I mean, I'm down.
It's in my closet back there, actually.
Cool.
I still have it like 20 years later or whatever it was. But like that was most of the prizing is like you got to impact the future and the storyline of the game, and maybe that one super obscure character that you enjoyed or liked the art of, where he was like in the background at a bar or something like that. Like, that's the guy who's going to save everyone.
And they're like, guy? It's like, okay man,
kid, I guess. You have any idea how he's going to do that?
That's awesome.
So and I've always kind of equated that along with like UVS's version, which is making your own character card. The ability that like you can play Tim Keefe or Broberg. Super awesome.
It's very cool.
And also it also allows for you to like be involved in the design process, which is super neat.
And like, and I know that we have a backlog still. Like I know JJ has a character at some point. I know like there's another couple teams assets coming out. So, and like, I know we're gonna get into it. Like I don't even think I have that. Like I wish that we would have those different formats, right? I just want to make sure I'm not stealing one of the questions from later. No. Cool. I really wish that they would bring back the old formats of teams. I don't know how you could do like, because what they had. We had teams, we had like Legacy, which would be Heroic now probably, or Rochester Retro technically.
Rochester Retro.
I think that'd be Rochester Retro most likely. You could do like a modern format, which would be Heroic in a way, right?
Rogue,
like, so I wish they would do that, and I know that makes Worlds like 4 or 5 days long. I'm not mad. It'd be expensive, but I mean, can you imagine being a week-long festival of like the game, right?
I've talked to some of the people at the company, and I think one of the things that always surprises people the first time they go to a regional is how big the turnout for teams can be.
Yes.
Like even when I had already judged several regionals, and then when Sean and I were setting up the nationals tables for teams, I was just like, I think this is enough. This is enough that we have like 20 teams. He's like, we need at least twice as much.
Yeah.
And I think we had like, was it like 45 teams
or
something crazy like that?
It was a lot.
Like that, that's a tremendous number of people.
Yeah, and then I think Rochester Retro had like 90-something people at Nationals, which was even crazier if you think about it, right? Like, it's just, I know like it's a great format for people who are newer players who are getting into the old cards, the ones they can find, you know, because some of the stuff you can't find right now. But it's just really neat to see that format grow, and I wish they would do something with it, right? Like, I just...
I've never seen a Team Psycho in person.
Oh,
ever.
really?
I've seen photos of them.
You've
I've
never
seen one in
really?
person.
Okay. Yeah. It's very nice looking. That's all I can say. I've seen it before.
I don't even remember what deck it was, but my first retro deck was going to be something that I needed multiple copies of that for, and everybody's like, don't bother making the deck. And I was like, I don't know what you mean. It's just a random card from a long time ago, and then I got the history of like that set
of
and everything.
Neomax?
I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so back to the drawing board. Heard.
That's why I gravitated towards like couple of my favorite characters, Taki and Kotal Khan, which they were primarily
very good.
You could easily you don't need Team Psycho Soldier for one, right? Like I was just like, maybe a couple cards are kind of harder to find, but it's Bang maybe. I don't know. That's like But anywho, it's just I wish they would do more with the formats that are presented, but I get it. It's a time crunch thing at some of these regionals and worlds. Like we only got the room for 2 days or 3 days, and they want everybody out by X, Y, and Z, and it's hard to, because back in the day we ran into problems where teams finals was waiting for singles finals because the person in singles finals was also in teams finals, or vice versa. And I remember Drew Maffei one time bounced from Legacy to singles to teams back to Legacy in a cycle, like in the same day, because he was like top 4 finals, and it was just like it was wild, right? Like it was. I don't know if those were correct events, but he would bounce around like to different things. And sure, I get it, but like now we're running parts of the bracket. If we can do it, we just run the entire bracket until we. I think they did that in Atlanta because part of top four was already set, so they just ran the top four to finals, and then they waited, and then when Phil won his top 8 to top 4, then they're able to just move on. Right?
We made sure that he was okay with that.
Yeah.
But we weren't like trying to.
Yeah, you weren't trying to rush people out the door. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can thank Tam for that, actually.
Oh, cool.
Cameron actually was the one who was like, hey, I realized we have enough. We just finished with this match, which means we know what side of this bracket's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get it started.
Yeah.
And it reduced the amount of downtime we had on the stream, and like everything went really well, I thought.
Because that's the number one thing, is to reduce the number of "we will be back" screen. You know,
it really is. It really is. And
number one.
What was it? It was Louisville and Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Barely a fraction of as much "we'll be right back" going on. Yeah. And I think that's the way things should go if we want to hold viewers' attention and keep people interested.
I agree.
But I mean, also it frankly just frees people up, right? Like if we can get done with it, then depending on when it starts, a lot of those people in the top 8 were able to. They could have played if they wanted. I think it was MHA Spotlight.
Oh, sure.
And some of those other events, like.
It allows them to play in the side events when normally they wouldn't be able to because they would just be waiting or playing or whatnot, right? Like, it's just
we don't want to rush people. We don't want it to impact how they play or anything like that. We want to give everybody a good experience, but counterpoint to that, a good experience is not sitting around doing nothing for hours.
Correct. That's very true. That's very true. All right, so we're about 40 minutes in, so we can start. I'm going to do a little break for station identification for the YouTube video.